Wednesday is the day, make it or break it on the stimulus package. Yet again, we have another important update as we now have more details. Let's get into it and discuss all of the information. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, now is the time to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm here for you each and every day, bringing all the latest updates as they're being released and talking through all of this very important information that you certainly need to know right now, as things are changing very rapidly and it is getting very intense this week as we are coming down to the final days on the passing of this next stimulus package. So again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below and let's get into this right away. All right, so we have yet again even more information. I was just out a few hours ago saying, hey, here's the latest details, and since then we have more announcements. Yes, so like I've been saying for a while now, literally things are updating so quickly right now. You gotta stay tuned because things can change at any moment. Literally snap your fingers and something major could change on this whole thing, as it is very fluid and it's getting to be intense simply because they want to get this thing passed very, very soon. So Wednesday, the big old day. Here's what they're saying now. They are planning to hold the votes on Wednesday. Yeah, so Wednesday. Wow, I mean, that is coming really fast here. In fact, they were basically saying they have 72 hours. All day today, all day tomorrow, and Wednesday, right? So, wow, if you think of it that way, we're not even down to 72 hours anymore. We're basically down to 48 hours, right? So, yeah, it's coming really fast here. So, the latest plan is to hold the votes on Wednesday on this package. Now, again, does that guarantee the vote is coming? Nope. It just means that that is what they're planning on right now. Now, we've seen delays time and time again, so that's what they're saying right now, and that is what we're planning on, but things could change. Also, President Biden was out today, and he said that he wants the framework for these packages completed, done by the time that he leaves on Thursday for Rome. Remember, he's going over for that climate summit, and he's going to be stopping in Rome. So he's leaving on Thursday, and he wants this package and the framework to be totally done by then. So once again, he can point back and say, hey, check out what Congress is doing over in the U.S. We're working on all this climate funding. So that's something that's very important. So they are pretty much down to crunch time on this thing right now. So Chuck Schumer was also out a little bit earlier today talking about the stimulus package, and he said the issues that are on the table right now is probably narrowed down to about 3 or 4. So, as you saw just a couple days ago and even over the weekend, there were a number of different items, but we're kind of whittling this thing down to about 3 or 4 items at this point right here, right now. So, yeah, they're kind of working their way through this thing, right? Now, again, earlier in my video, just a few hours ago, I was talking about the Medicare expansion. I'm keeping my eyes on that one very, very closely because I know it's going to impact a large portion of the people right here on this channel, probably you, right? So I want to watch that one very closely for you. Since my last update a few hours ago, no changes on that. I have not seen any further changes. However, they are still very much divided on that. Bernie Sanders basically drew a red line in the sand, and he said, we are not taking it out. It is staying in. This is a red line item. We're not taking it out. It is very important. Meanwhile, Joe Manchin is basically saying it's not fiscally responsible to expand Medicare to the extent that they actually want to do in this package. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that whole thing shakes out. But as of now, I have not seen any further changes in the last few hours on the Medicare expansion. But we do know that possibly if they do expand it, they may only expand it out to hearing and vision and possibly completely eliminate the dental portion of it, but rather possibly send out that $800 voucher that can be used for dental services. So that's how they'd kind of get around that. Now, again, it's all fluid. It's all kind of up in the air right now, so I'll continue watching that closely. But that's what it looks like as of right now, how they are potentially going to go down that road. So, yeah, either way, we'll watch that one for you as well. Now, a couple of the things that are sticking points right now, and I know a lot of you probably don't care about this, but I'm going to throw it out there just so you're staying tuned with everything going on right now. One of the major projects that they're working on in this as well is the financing for this project, right? Who's going to pay for it, right? So, as they were saying for a while there, they're going to raise taxes on high net worth individuals or high income individuals as well as corporations. That's pretty much been thrown out. So now the whole idea is this billionaire tax, right? So they're going to add this billionaire tax and this minimum 15% corporate tax. So all these corporations that don't, pay a whole lot of tax because they have write-offs and deductions and things like that, there would still be a minimum 15% tax. So yeah, that's what they're working on right now as far as adding this into the package. So as you can see, we're really getting down to it right here, right? So we're really not that far out from pretty much the deadline when they want to get this thing passed. However, one more thing that I did come across, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Even if they do have the final framework on this package completely negotiated out and pretty much written out and the whole thing's kind of a done deal, they may actually take a little bit while to get the final votes on this. Even though they are planning to get some final votes on Wednesday, even if that doesn't happen, it still could take a while. A couple weeks, they're even saying. So, but even if they have the final framework on this thing, they're pretty much going to call it, it's not passed technically, but according to what I was seeing is basically even if they have the final framework on this thing written up and all agreed upon, they may actually just count it as a win even if it's not completely passed. Even if they just have the framework, they might just say, hey, let's just count it as a pass because we have all the agreements, right? So that's kind of one other thing that I was noticing. Now, one other little sneaky strategy they might be pulling on Wednesday is they may bring, this is what I saw as well, they may be bringing the infrastructure package. Remember, that's the $1.2 trillion package that was passed through the Senate way back in August, like 2.5 months ago. That was passed by the Senate. And one of the sneaky strategies they may be pulling this week on Wednesday is to bring that one to the floor and quick pass it in the House and send it over to the president to quick get some victories under the belt of Democrats because there are some elections coming up over the next week or so. So they want to really kind of reinforce that, Democrats are getting things done right now. So they may pull this little sneaky strategy to pull that infrastructure bill out, quick pass it through the House, send it over to the president and be like, hey, check it out what we just did, right? So again, just making it very clear, I'm not taking sides. I'm simply telling you what I am finding in all of the information and the headlines that are out there right now, right? So that's one thing that they're pulling out. So again, there's a lot of different strategies that may be deployed sometime this week in regards to the stimulus package. There's so many different ways that they could pull something off right now to actually get kind of a win on this and show like a victory, right? So there's a lot of different things that they're playing around with right now. And realistically, it's probably all going to shake out kind of at the last minute. We won't really have any full details. Probably tomorrow we'll get a bunch of details for sure because that's going to be a really important day. And then again on Wednesday will also be an important day as they continue negotiating out on their final day essentially, right? So yeah, a lot of stuff going on still. Either way, I'm going to continue watching this very closely for you. One other quick side note. This is just total side note, totally off the topic. You probably don't care about this. I thought it was super cool, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. All right, so again, totally off topic. But if you are aware of who Elon Musk is, you ever heard that name? He's the CEO of Tesla, like Tesla cars that drive around out there. This is so cool. But anyway, today Elon Musk exceeded $252 billion of net worth. $250 billion of net worth for one person. Amazing. That is so cool. Again, is there any chance that I'm going to have $252 billion in my lifetime? I'm going to be honest with you, probably not. I mean, it'd be amazing to have that much, but it's probably not going to happen. Am I a little bit jealous? I mean, who wouldn't be a little bit jealous? I mean, seriously, that is super cool right there, right? But I feel like at the same time, I can still sit here and be like, hey, good job, Elon. That's an amazing, amazing accomplishment. Seriously, $250 billion for one person. That is really cool. So anyway, I wanted to point that out because he just exceeded that today. His net worth has gone up like $29 billion in about a week. So, I mean, he's really cooking right now. So anyway, I thought that was so cool, and I thought I wanted to share that with you. But either way, I just feel like, if somebody out there is doing something like that and they're really doing some really cool stuff and really hammering down like that, I just feel like, I don't know, whether we're envious or whether we're jealous or whether we hate the person or really like the person, doesn't really matter. I just feel like it's just a cool accomplishment regardless of who it is, right? I think that's such a cool thing. So anyway, I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was just something out there that's out there and some people were talking about it, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to mention it just because it's really interesting. But anyway, super cool stuff. But anyway, hope that helps you out with everything going on regarding the stimulus package. I just wanted to let you know what's going on out there. There's a lot of updates. As I said, things are happening very fast right now. This is typically how we see it. It's usually well, what would be a good analogy? I'm trying to think of a quick good analogy. Either way, I'm not really sure what a good analogy would be, but Usually things work very, very slowly, very, very slow, and then finally when they get down to the final wire, the last couple days on these packages, typically it gets incredibly busy as they try to jam everything into it and quickly get it passed. So usually the last few days of the package, we get a lot of good provisions coming in, we get a lot of intense discussions and a lot of back and forth negotiations, and it really gets intense. So I'd imagine possibly even through the rest of tonight, we could possibly be seeing even more updates. I'm not really sure at this point. Anything goes. But I imagine tomorrow and Wednesday and the rest of this week will also continue to be very, very busy as they kind of whittle down the last few provisions on this thing and get it all passed and everything like that. So we'll have to watch for those final votes here come in, but tomorrow's going to be another busy one. So hope this helps you out, those latest updates. Again, I will continue watching that Medicare expansion very, very closely because I know that's going to impact pretty much everybody in this community. I know it's not everybody, but the vast majority of people here in this community, it's probably going to impact. So I'm going to watch that one very closely and keep you updated with all the details because, that's potentially a good one for people here. But I also know that we need raises to benefits, permanent raises, as well as stimulus checks, right? So again, I'll watch all of it for you. Make sure to subscribe down below, share the videos with your friends, family, social media, and feel free to go back and check out any of the other nearly 1,700 videos right here on the channel. Enjoy, have a good night. I'll catch you again in the morning.